What happened in this case for the ACLJ is that a hospital in Albuquerque, New Mexico, early 2024, signed an agreement with a local abortionist where they could refer to this abortionist for abortions, and this practitioner, this abortionist, would use hospital resources in those abortion procedures, such as using ultrasound techs for assisting in the procedure of abortion. And we had clients that reached out to us because they stated their objection over their conscience rights, which are well established in U.S. precedent, in law, Civil Rights Act, and they basically were told by the hospital that they had seen that while previously this hospital had strong conscience protections in their policies, they had kind of shifted it to make it where there could be loopholes. And our clients were basically faced with either violate their conscience and be tasked by the hospital with assisting in abortions or lose their employment. That was basically the choice that our clients had to make. But they reached out to the ACLJ. We represented 5 different ultrasound techs that did not want to participate in abortions, that wanted to claim their conscience protections. We fought back. We were able to cite law under this Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, as well as the FDA versus Alliance for Hippocratic Medicine. There's that allows doctors and other healthcare personnel to refuse to perform or assist in abortion without punishment or discrimination from their employers. That's a Supreme Court opinion. And we actually got the hospital to cave for our clients. They granted full religious accommodations to each of our clients.
Great.
But it didn't stop there, because we know that this was growing under the Biden administration. We had hospital workers in Kentucky and other places of the country that you wouldn't necessarily expect to have this kind of issue. So we know that this was not a priority of the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Health and Human Services. But now there's a new administration in town, Logan.
Times have changed. That's right. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, their Office for Civil Rights, has now launched a formal compliance review of Presbyterian Hospital's actions. So to find out how it happened, what had happened, and the review is to determine whether the hospital violated federal conscience protection laws, including the church amendments. HHS's review follows the ACLJ's legal complaint. Of course, like I said, they reached out and wanted more information from us. And this is the impact of the organization. I can't undersell it or oversell it enough. The ACLJ is involved in so many different things, and our website is so important. And that's why our content, I always say, it's not behind a paywall. You have to log in to read it. Because if you did, guess what? This HHS employee, probably never saw it.
You know, I think there was a grant for an ACLJ membership paywall like there was for, Politico Pro, Reuters, millions of dollars a year for that.
So instead, we rely on places like Google News, or maybe you go to aclj.org directly. And this is the impact. They are taking it on themselves to figure out what happened here. And of course, they've reached out to our team, and it's just amazing. It's such a change. And again, I can't help but just really encourage you all to keep supporting the work of the ACLJ. You may say, well, now you have a friendly administration, and of course you're going to work with you. Yeah, but these are the moments, because now, instead of being completely on the defense, we can actually make some offensive actions. We actually can get things done and moved forward with a friendly administration. And again, this is coming from RFK Jr.'s HHS, someone that a lot of people in the pro-life movement thought this guy is not going to be good for the lives of the unborn. But you know what? I got to give him props where you got to give him props. And though I don't know his direct involvement in this, we do know it's coming from his department. And that's a pretty miraculous thing. And that's showing that he's also changing some hearts and some minds and supporting a vision of a pro-life America, which is something that I don't know a decade ago, 5 years ago, even since the overturning of Roe, that you would have thought that this is where we'd be. And thankfully, we are now seeing these protections coming in from the federal government, stepping in, working with the ACLJ, reading our content, basing their investigations off of our clients and the work that we've done. Folks, this is incredible. So if you've ever thought about working or they're donating to the ACLJ and being a part of this and becoming a champion, or you've always worried that maybe that we're not doing what we say we do, or maybe we don't do enough, look at this. The proof is right in front of you.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.